Hey guys, Nadine here with my weekly vlog, video blog. And this week I want to address how to let go of sadness and how to deal with loss as well. We get very sad when we lose something. So, and I'll give you a peek into my personal life and how I deal with this. Last Sunday, I had just today, oh no, how should I go that now? I'll talk about that later. I had to get the story in straight order, right? Last Sunday, my dearest Louis, who've been with us for 2 years, one of the adopted Bichon Frises, he was like a magnet, always with me. Couldn't, like, he adopted me literally because I never adopted him. This dog adopted me and he just started following me and he wouldn't stop following me. And it was cute, never run away, was always there. Occasionally he would get distracted by some animal like a rat, and then he would be at a car or something, but always close by and would come if I would call him. But then on Sunday, he looked a bit funny at me and he went to the other side. I know he goes to the neighbor to get a treat there. And I had this strange feeling, but I couldn't point it. And I thought, oh, he'll be back. And then he didn't come back. So I took Obi for a walk to go and look for Louis. And I was thinking how when I passed one of the cabins, it was like, I remember being there 3 weeks ago, holding him after he'd been bitten by a tick, a paralysis tick. And he said, I'm ready to go now. Goodbye. I've had such an amazing past 2 years and I want to end on a high note. I don't want to suffer. I took him to the vet. He stayed overnight and he pulled through, which I was surprised because I wasn't expecting him to survive the experience. So as I'm thinking and reminiscing on like how he said that he was ready to leave, and I was getting to the entrance of a park there, and suddenly I saw him in my mind's eye, as if almost as clear as if he would have physically been there. I could just see him and he was happy and he's walking and he's like, yay, I'm so happy now, and Obi, and he's running around Obi, and so he says, it's exactly the way I wanted to go. I said it was a big snake, and I'm in nature. I'm a wild dog. He had this thing about wild dog. When I made him his winter coat about 2 months ago, I think it's winter here down under, I was at choosing the type of fake fur to use, leopard and all that, and he chose a black and white gray one. I had no idea what it was. My husband looked it up. It was wild dog. I was like, yeah, that is so him, wild dog. That's what he wanted to be. He loved nature, outside, animals. He was always, the horses barking at him and the alpacas and keeping it all in check, making sure they didn't get too close to me, whatever. He was always an outside, loved to be outside. So this wild dog, he said, I went like a wild dog. I'm now part of nature outside. He says, don't go looking for me. You won't find me. And it's not necessary. Just, this is it. And I felt like, whoa, this is a weird experience, having so much clarity with spirit world. This is the new energies that have been coming in. So I had the day before got from, look at me, the pretty bag, these cards. They're from Donna Hammer, and I will do little Donna. I will put the link to these cards. They are to communicate with your dog, and they're amazing. And this is a first step how you can communicate, and especially with the new energies now available, you will get extra information as you take a card as a first step towards it as well. Because that morning I had pulled for him a card. I said, what do you want to say to me? I got the card, I love you. And then in the evening, I got home and I was like, I got home and I told my husband, I said, I hope I'm wrong. This is this moment as a psychic that you think, oh, it was real, but it was a test of my faith as well, in my ability to communicate with spirit world and to have that much clarity, which you normally don't get. You get hints, you kind of like have an inner knowing, but as I tell you, it was so visual. I could have almost touched him. And so then I said, he's not coming back. He'd only been gone for an hour and a half or so. And my husband straight away, he believed me. He's had a lot of those experiences. He believes me more than I believe myself, I guess, because I'm not a believer. It happens and it works, or it doesn't. And I think a lot of us are going through that phase where you're leaving behind that pure logical thinking, that mind that says, I need a logic explanation, and going towards feeling, knowing, deep inner knowing. It's not the same. And then in the evening, I went back and into the cards, and I go, okay, what else do you have to say? Oh, now it says soul connection. That's what he says now, soul connection. But what he said then was, I love you, exactly the same one as in the morning. Now, these are probably 33 cards in this deck from Donna. The pet connection cards, they're called. DonnaDolittle.com.au, but I will put the link below the video, or you can always message me. I'm happy to send you the link. That was a double confirmation in the world. Afterwards, when I was starting to say other people, they were not, but how did he die? And when I tell this story, they're like, but don't you want his body? Don't you need to know? And I go like, oh, I think I've coming to a place in my life where I don't need as much the proof in the physical world and see it with the physical eyes. Like when I know, I know, and I'm being guided to trust that more and more. Before I would like, yeah, no, I need to hold this dead body to know that he's dead. The fact that I've seen him in spirit form would not have been enough. But now it definitely is. Definitely for me, like I can communicate with him. I said we have a soul connection. He's there for me whenever I want. I went on a drive yesterday and I just wanted him with me, his energy in the car, and he was there, boom, straight away. I won't keep him too much like that. I think he could reincarnate and be an amazing wild, kind of like a dog or a Kelpie. I think he wants to be a Kelpie in his next life, like a farm dog, a working farm dog. And I want him to give that pleasure. But it doesn't mean that I was not sad. That's another thing. I'm always a bit slow in getting sad. My sadness hit me most yesterday because I was feeding and I only had to feed 2 dogs, and the tears just started rolling out of my eyes. Even now I can feel that. So I went and I sat down after feeding them and I just cried, and I sat with that, and I felt in my heart, and I was like, this is what it feels like to lose something you love. This is what sadness feels like deep sadness. And the emotion is the energy in motion. So I did not rationalize it. I did not make a story. No, I deeply heartfelt my energy in motion, my emotion, my feeling. And then it kind of like went. And then I used an oil. I had been using rose a lot for my heart, but I also used some cheer, not in the roll-on. I had the cheer going on in the diffuser to keep it's with a lot of lemony oils in it, to keep me happy, to go like, no, I can cheer, okay? But I had this sadness, and now I'm gonna smell something that makes me feel better and build up a little bit more. Yeah. That is what I want to say to you. When you feel, and a lot of us are losing things, a lot of us feel at the moment often like, oh my God, what's going on, and sadness. Don't go in denial. Don't ignore it. It's not good. It's not bad. It's an emotion, energy emotion. That is what it is. Feel them. Sit with it. Don't run away from it. Feel it in your heart. And then, as I said, as a supportive tool, I think these cards are amazing. Okay, so I think that's all I had to say for today. I'm going to send you all those some special healing right now to help with facilitating for you the feeling of loss, the acceptance, the do not throw it away, just feel it, feel it. You're not gonna die from feeling it, okay? In your heart chakra. It transforms, just like a stomach transforms your food into something else. This may be a bad thing because after your sadness goes through your heart chakra, it won't end up being shit. Should I warn? No, I have no kids normally on my YouTube video. I can use words like that. What will happen is digest. You digest your emotion. Whereas if you bring it into the brain and you logically work with it, you create a samskara, which is a filter. And then you're going to repeat it. Yeah, that's about it all. If you want some personal guidance, so I have one spot available to work with me one-on-one. It's for 6 months, and I can really teach you with a lot of going very deep how to work with stress, anxiety, change, all these things. I have a lot of experience in any area you can imagine, I guess, to make you like, it'll be a bit like going to a gym, but it'll be like a spiritual gym, okay? Sending you lots and lots of love, and send you next week. Oh yeah, if you're interested working with me one-on-one, go through my website, nadineallen.com, and send me, you'll get my email address there. You can email me through my website. Bye for now, and see you next week.